Hi, this is Romilly with Golden Circle Designs again, and we're going to work today on a very simple stitch. We're going to take a kind of a break from all of the loops and knots, and we're going to work on what's called an arrow stitch. It just makes a line of arrows, and it just consists of 2 straight stitches. So we'll start with an away knot, and on the right hand we're going to work on this line, and with the right hand we're going to bring our needle up where we want the first stitch to go. You can start at the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. The first stitch goes at a diagonal to the middle of the stitch. Then your second stitch comes up just below or horizontally, because you can work this vertically as well, so that it's opposite that where you first came up, and then it goes down that same hole. And there's your first arrow stitch. Really simple, really fast, really effective. You can work them close together, which will make them look like leaves, for filling in leaves or filling up in borders. You can work 3 or 4 close together and then leave a space and play with spacing that way. You can change the angle of your stitch. This is a pretty straight 90-degree angle. We could make them long and thin. Since we're working with the right hand, I'll go ahead and use the stitching method here. Forgot to move the light. So that goes there. And you've got a long thin arrow. You can work those close together by pulling that up there and taking the next one down. Oops. See if I can fix this a little bit, since I forgot to. What happens if we bring it around here, angle that way. There we go. So these long, thin ones close together, closely spaced, can fill up an area much faster. Or you can make them almost vertical, so that you have very so that you get very shallow arrows. That's not very clear, clean, is it? This is why you need to go through the same hole. Get different shapes, different looks from where you put straight stitches, and it's worth playing with. Sometimes trying to play with a very simple stitch and making a mistake on it can give you something that's really cool, like that. I kind of like that little T-shaped stitch. So that's the arrow stitch. Have fun with it, experiment, see what you can do with it. I'd love to see what you do in video replies. And if you're enjoying these, check out my blog and my Instagram site for photos of what I'm working on. And we'll come back with the left-hand side. Thanks. Hi, welcome back to the left hand, where today, as I said, we are working on a really simple stitch that consists of 2 straight stitches and makes a long line of them. This is very similar to the fly stitch, to the arrowhead stitch that we did a couple weeks ago, and it's called the arrow stitch. It's really simple. We're going to pull with the left hand, we're going to start with an away knot, and we're going to bring our thread back up at the edge of where you want to work, and then it comes down at a diagonal to halfway, much like this stitch up here. And then you're going to come down below it so that you're making another diagonal so that you make a V. You can work this horizontally or vertically or in any direction you like. And it goes down there. One little V. And there's your arrow. And we're going to make another little arrow right after it. These can be worked tight to get tightly together to fill leaves. It could be worked loosely to make a border. Worked loosely, it kind of looks like like the arrows on some of the street lanes around here. Telling you need to be going that way. Now with the stab stitch, you can go any direction with any hand. Again, we're working from right to left with the left hand so that if you wanted to do the stitching method, you can just slide it there. This goes down in the same hole and comes up. A lot of these stitches, it's a lot easier to place your stitch where you want it if you stab. And that's the arrow stitch. Go play with it. Hope you enjoy it, and we will see you next week.